First on the agenda is discuss events, business socials. So I guess we'll talk Backyard Bolton first. I've been talking to Parks and Rec, and I've talked to, so it's looking like, I talked to people who sell seedlings, and it looks like May 13th, the day before Mother's Day, is probably the best date for them. Originally, the Artisans Guild, like Baba Cool Arts, and they had a big event last year on Mother's Day, so we were going to try to do something together. But Yvette Monstad, who runs Baba Cool, doesn't really want to organize such a big event, so she's kind of just pass it off to us. Perfect. And let us run it. Yeah, since we love it so much. So it's looking like that's the date. I have to put in an application to Parks and Rec. They meet on the 14th of this month. So that's Tuesday, just to get the official, but basically that's our date.
Saturday, May 13th then, right, Eric?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'll start sending news out to the vendors. Kate Boyack kind of coordinated with people who sell seedlings. So there's going to be a bunch of them there. And I know the past couple of years they had been contacting me, trying to coordinate something with that. So I think that'll be good.
Is that gonna be like branded as a Backyard Bolton? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like our first. I'm not sure when the other two dates will be, like if we're gonna do August, September, or if we want to do one in Christmas, but I'm gonna start pushing it Backyard Bolton, I guess. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out.
I think it'll be great.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous. It's like out of the normal time. But
yeah, but I feel like that might be our most well-attended one, because it's going to be like right when spring is here and people are ready to get out of the house, out of the winter. It's right before Mother's Day. It's
right. We can market it as like buying gifts for Mother's Day too.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah. So I think it'll be good. And then the seedling thing too. I know there's a lot of like underground seedling sales in Bolton. I see a lot on the Facebook page and stuff. So I think it'll be good. It'll be good for a change. Mm-hmm. Spread them out a bit more. So I'll start sending all those emails out if everybody's good with that date. I think May 13th.
Yeah.
Ballpark time.
Usually it's 10 to 1. Okay. People start setting up like 8:30ish, 9.
And we'd be in the town square thing, right?
Yep. The
okay.
common.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think it's good. I don't have too much more to say unless anybody has any points on that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Then the other event we were talking about was like a business social. I know I talked to Bruce and he said like a Tuesday, Wednesday night. I haven't done anything with it since then, but I mean, are we thinking like March sometime or April, or what does everybody think?
Yeah, I think end of March, early May, April is probably good.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we thinking, I know we discussed this, I do recall, having it at a.
Yeah, we're going to do it probably at Slater's, the first one.
Okay. Has anyone talked to Slater's? Maybe that would help square away the evening, or is it that easy that they'll do a Tuesday night?
He said Tuesday or Wednesday's good. Thursday's like his open
mic.
Open mic. Yeah, that's the word.
We should probably just get on the books with him.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, he was like, oh, I'll throw out some food or something, but we have a budget, so we could definitely, order a few pizzas or something. But
I'll be happy to go over to Slater's and square away a date. If we want to pick a date right now, I'll do that if you want.
I think, let's talk to Bruce. I mean, I'm pretty friendly with Bruce. I mean, so.
Well, why don't we pick a date just so we know? Because,
okay, sure, let's do it.
I think that would be helpful.
Let's pick a date and a backup date.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good if we pick dates. If we don't pick dates, then I'll make other plans in my life, and then I'll say, I did. This is why we should be picking a date.
Yeah. Why don't we do? Yeah. Should we do either March 26th or April 3rd? That's a Wednesday.
March. Say that again.
I don't know. I mean, does that work for people?
Yeah.
I think looking at the wrong calendar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
March
March 26th is Sunday.
22nd and 29th are two
Oh,
Wednesdays.
29th or
of March.
5th, maybe? Okay.
29th or 5th, correct. Either is good at this juncture for me.
Wednesdays might be a little tough for me until like 5:30. I'm better with Tuesday, but if Wednesday's good for everybody else.
I can do either, actually.
Tuesday's fine, Eric.
I
So
mean,
Tuesday,
Okay.
March would be the 28th and April would be the 4th.
yeah, so March 28th. That's what we're thinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Then backup date, if we want one, April 4th.
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't attend on the 28th, probably only because it's my birthday, but that does not mean
Oh,
that does not mean you can't hold it. It's just,
You want to spend that with us, Sean?
I mean, I could, but
just
No,
for a
you
drink?
shouldn't. You should spend your birthday not with us. That's
my
fine.
kids would probably, they wouldn't, they might not notice, but then later on in life, they'd be like, why were you just not here? You just left us? You didn't want to be with us on your birthday?
All right, yeah, so the 28th
fine.
or the 4th. And we're thinking what, like 5 to 6?
Yeah, probably an hour and a half max, 5 to 6. I mean, I don't think we could sustain enough discussion.
Well, maybe like 5 to 6:30, just because
Yeah.
of people trickle in.
Yeah,
at like,
it's not I mean, it's not like we have to drive the discussion. It should be more.
Right.
Just
yeah, it's
hanging
just a
out, yeah.
social.
Trust
Yeah.
me, there will be people there
social.
that'll drive discussion.
Okay.
the-
I don't think we'll have to worry
for
about
that
that.
for any indication.
And there may be people that
have no
want to
problem
stay till
hanging out
8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Right. Let's say 5 to 6:30 at least.
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Should we shoot for the 4th as plan A and the 28th as plan B, since we know Sean prefers one over the other?
Sure, that's fine with
Yeah, I
me.
think that that would be good. April's good.
Yeah,
Before, okay.
if it's nice enough, we could do the pavilion or whatever.
And Eric, you're going to take lead on coordinating with Bruce?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to him before. I mean, if Larry wants to do it too, or
No.
maybe I'll just talk to Bruce and then Larry, if you want to like coordinate, more of the details. we
Sure.
could do
Be
that.
happy to do that. How
I'm
about,
happy to take the lead in inviting business
Yeah.
owners. So what I have is, I mentioned to Eric, is so Bob Romer is on like the master plan economic committee, or I don't know
Steering
exactly what
committee,
it is. And I was having coffee with another member on that committee, and she mentioned that they were compiling a master business list. I was like, oh, well, so that's what we've been talking about. So why are we both doing this? So Bob went ahead and sent me what they had. And I looked through it, and it's all like, definitely businesses I know that are currently in Bolton in business.
So what group is, what subcommittee, Amy? Because we're the economic subcommittee.
Well,
the
I know, but
economic-
I think it's like, okay, Todd probably knows. Yes.
Yeah, it's the economic development task
Right.
within the
Right.
master plan steering committee.
Right,
Yeah.
but that's us. So they haven't done anything
that's
in a
us.
year. Yeah, me and
not
Amy are
in-
on that.
No,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have. They have. They've been meeting, because Stasha wasn't even on that committee originally.
Have you been meeting with them?
I haven't. No,
Oh, I thought we were on it.
I think
you're right though, Eric. You're not wrong. I was on. it,
A few of
Yeah.
you were.
but I didn't know.
You didn't make the cut.
They went rogue.
Okay.
They went
Didn't
rogue.
get included.
Went
in the email.
rogue.
Yeah.
Todd, do you
Get the
know?
EDC.
Yeah, just go ahead and send an email to me right quick and CC Bob or vice versa, just to kind of shake the tree and let him know that you guys are still active and interested. We've had a lot of attrition on the master plan, different subgroups, especially when it comes to housing and others. So we want to make sure that whatever we have here, we want to make sure the folks that are around are still active and interested. We've had a lot of attrition on the different subgroups.
I mean, I'm just confused by it because, we were on it and then it just went quiet.
Yeah,
So-
I
How
don't
is it
know.
different
But
than this
all I
group?
know is that they have a list,
Oh.
and it's a good list. So I took
So-
the list.
Just Craig, to answer your question, so our group, the EDC, is the town's economic development committee. The master plan steering committee has a bunch of subcommittees. So you know what the master plans is, right? So it's just the overall, what's Bolton going to look like in 20 years from now, and how do we get there? Did we or did we not address our goals in our past plan, which I think is 15 or 20 years old? And planning for housing, planning for zoning.
It's
Open
it's
space.
everything relating to land use and overarching policy and kind of setting a vision vision guideline for where we would like to be in the next, realistically, 13 to 14 years. The
So
working lifespan is around 12.
Yep. So within that, there's an economic task group, and a couple of us overlapped, like Amy and I think was Larry on that too? I forget.
I think so.
Yeah.
It seems like there would be some significant overlap.
There's significant overlap, but the thing is that little subcommittee is just around for a short time during the master plan group. Like there's an infrastructure group, there's a bunch of groups. So that's why, So
and then from jobs to hardscape improvement to public utility exploration, fun things like that.
So I personally, Craig, I'm like confused at the line myself. Like I don't even don't know why we're not the task group. Like,
well, I'm fine with them being the task group, but
or just like bring, as long as you all are on it, then you could bring stuff to the rest of us to help, you know. But
I think that's
without that, then it's like, where does it go?
The reason that the EDC is not the task group is that for the sake of agility, we want to make sure that all of the different task groups are under the domain and under the umbrella of one body, which is the steering committee, that is the MPSC. Of course, you guys, as you can tell, Eric, you guys are components of that task group. But once that task group completes its assigned tasks, it's pretty much kind of released back into the ether, and then we can carry on to the next chapter. That's the idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, anyway, so I have a good list, and you just sent me a few old lists, so I can kind of look at everything and try to compile the best list that I can, and then I can send it out. But at least from what I have, I can send an email out about the networking event, because it's definitely like a good list of legit businesses in town.
So I think what I sent you is something that you sent me like
probably years ago when we first talked about this,
or even like I think it was like maybe a couple of years ago, and you like there was highlighted yellows and reds. I think you were going through it, but that was the most recent one I had. Todd, I don't know if you've been adding to that list or not, Todd, or if
I've been going through and removing and basically trimming it down and removing the ones that are clearly defunct, as evidenced by the fact they haven't renewed their business certificate, or if the links to connecting to them are broken, things like that.
Can you send that list to the group?
Yeah, that would be great.
And then like maybe Amy could pull it all together. So actually I wanted to say one more thing on the Slater's event. So I'll talk to Bruce and copy you, Larry. And if you want to, Larry, coordinate like the back end with Bruce, planning for food and numbers and stuff, and Amy, if you want to coordinate like the invites and stuff.
That'd be great. I can put together something.
I'll be happy to do that. And Amy, if you need, I know you don't need help sending emails, but if you need anything, please reach out.
Thank you. Well, I can get something out, and at least we can give Bruce a rough number.
And anything else with this, just reach out.
And then Larry, you can handle like the back, like the
as it gets close.
Yeah.
So this would be the list of businesses in town, and then also any like small, I guess, like ones that we have from Backyard Bolton that are consistent.
Yeah, exactly. So like I sent the link out, and I know that Amy and Sean, and I added Sean Woods to the Backyard Bolton list. If Craig and Larry, you guys want to be added, I'll add your email. So it's basically my tracker sheet of who's coming on which days and emails and stuff. So actually I'll just add Craig and Larry just so you can see it.
Sure.
Yeah, I have a tab for each year, but in that, Amy, I went through the 2022 tab and I highlighted all like in yellow, the ones that are Bolton businesses and are like, and some of the in-home businesses that like a one-time pop-up kind of like, I didn't think they, that they're not, they just were doing it for fun. I didn't really add them, but if they seemed like they were kind of a real in-home business, then I highlighted yellow, so you can correlate that with what you have.
Yep.
I think it's going to your Yahoo email if you.
That's fine. Yeah. So I'll put it together and then I'll send it out to you guys. And if you see anything that should be added, or I mean, it can be a running sort of working list, but at least it's something to start with.
So then cross-reference it with the list that Dan Gaffney was using to invite people to those live golf.
Yeah, I actually called him today and I'm waiting for a call back from him just to talk to him about it too. But I'm pretty sure it's probably I looked at the one that Bob sent over and it's pretty comprehensive. So I'm pretty good with it. But Todd, whatever you have, if you want to send, because there's probably
I'll definitely
additional ones.
I'll send over. Yeah, I haven't finished going through mine, but I'll send you what I've got.
Okay.
So as a list, what else were we supposed to talk about here? Yes, so just looking at the agenda.
Annual report.
Yeah, so I guess the next is the annual report. I looked through it. It looked fine to me. Like you said, Todd, it wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
It's a pretty sterile kind of reporting of what happened. I've already submitted it to Jenny.
Yes.
If there's any screaming edits, but there really isn't anything, I think that
so
wants...
the little line item budget, so is that fiscal year 22 or is that it's fiscal year 23 or was that
it's from July of the year before all the way up to the June of 22.
Oh, okay.
So it's from July 1 all the way to June 30 of 22. So it's that 12-month chunk within. So the reporting there goes by calendar year, but the financial goes off of the fiscal year previous.
So the budget items that we approve for reimbursement,
that wouldn't
that'll
reflect.
be
that'll be on the next one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I'm a little nervous when we don't use much of our budget.
No, I completely
it's a
agree,
total government thought. Like,
I don't want it to be viewed
away
as
from
fat to trim,
Yeah.
I feel
just blame COVID. We're still figuring out what we can use it for. But now we have these socials, we'll probably go through.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's not even, in my opinion, it's not even really an inaccurate thing to blame COVID, because that locked down all of these events, all these socials, and it completely changed the way that business is conducted, and at least for the subsequent several years. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I hate saying that. Like, you don't want to lose. It's not like a use it or lose it, but I don't want to waste it. So I'd rather not use it. But then also you're taxing the residents, so that's not good.
Sure.
So let's see. Like, I know I have on the 14th actually a really quick meeting with the advisory, and they're going to ask me about the budget. And they ask every group. So usually they'll say, why didn't you use the money? And, do you plan on using the money? So basically what I'll say, what we were just saying, we were locked down the last 3 years, and now we're going to start having these socials. So let's see where we're at. And
that's just factually accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. And also as a group, we haven't been very good about reimbursing. Like, I know people have, dropped money out of their pocket and not reimbursed. So,
I do have your reimbursement schedule, so don't worry. Those will happen.
Yeah. A lot of times, like, I'm just lazy personally, so I'm like, whatever.
It's the principle of the thing,
Yeah, exactly. The one thing I wanted to bring up is, I know I did last time and I didn't do anything with it, is the welcome to Bolton letters. It kind of dovetails with these business lists. I know I've changed computers multiple times, and I was looking on email and I having a hard time finding the file. I'm pretty confident that it's probably in Erica's or Valerie's files. If you search welcome to Bolton letters.
Let me jot that down quick.
Yeah.
I remember looking for those when I first was onboarded back only 3 or 4 months ago, and I don't remember seeing them.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That was part of the exit memo, but I have a better knowledge of the archive now than I did when I was first on. So I'll give it another look, but I can't guarantee I'll find it.
And so it would basically be great as new businesses come online, like for instance, that dance studio and the acupuncture place that just opened in 626.
Yep.
How did Town Hall come about knowing? So were those business certificates? Like, is there a trigger that could happen that we could automatically send a letter?
Well, I do know that at least in terms of my function within the planning office, thankfully that dance studio did need a business certificate. So I did see that come up in our Viewpoint software, that there was a business certificate application that was filed. However, that's not the best MO to track new businesses coming in. because not every business that starts up within Bolton requires a business certificate from Bolton, of course. So, but when those do pop up, I will make sure to kind of have that triggered there, make sure that it's sent over to them. However, not every business that works and resides and operates within Bolton needs a business certificate. So that's not a catch-all sort of mechanism.
What is it? Is there a catch-all or no?
Not effectively, no. If there were, it's one of those issues where how many businesses are in town should be a very simple question to answer.
Yeah.
Should be. It is a very, very difficult question to address effectively. It's very hard to do.
But without getting into like a theoretical dialogue on it, is there a business that wouldn't require a business certificate that we would be interested in contacting, or does the same things that would preclude them from needing a certificate mean they're of little interest to us?
That's a fair philosophical point to answer, especially if it's an at-home business. It's likely that they're not going to be operating at a scale that would actually kind of make them really an attractive target necessarily. But on the flip side of that, the fact that they are both living and working within town would make them, in some philosophical means, a very attractive target. So you're kind of caught from both ends, I'm afraid. But if we're looking for targeting the largest scale operators within town, then by your definition, no. But if we're looking just to get an encapsulation of every single operator within town, then we should work to include them. So it depends.
It would seem like it would be not a very big deal to send another email. I mean, if we know about them, we might as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I was more just curious what would be like a legal business that wouldn't require a certificate, I guess.
I didn't hear that last bit. What was that?
I guess I was just curious, like, what's a legal business that would operate in town that wouldn't require a business certificate? But I'm not trying to derail the conversation if that's a moot point.
Just to let you know, typically the business certificates are really only used to open, I'm sure you know this, to open a commercial bank account. That's pretty much their perfunctory their function, really. But so any business that really wouldn't necessitate that, or if you have a sole operator that doesn't mind mixing literally private funds and business funds together, which is a terrible accounting practice, but a lot of folks choose to do that. So
cool, thanks.
Just one of those.
Yeah, so maybe next meeting, either Todd, you could find the letter, or we can draft up a new one and we can go over it. Because I know it, like I did when I was searching through my email, I found like 2017, we kind of had a process, like I had like a stack of like signed letters, hand signed letters, and then when the business would come in, Erica would just send it off. So we kind of got out of that groove, but I think that would be a great thing to do.
I agree. Especially when I come in tomorrow, one of the first things I'll do after I do a couple of housekeeping items, I'll take a look for that letter now that I know and can navigate the archive a bit better than when I first started here. If I can find that, even if it's an older one, I'll dust it off and I'll shoot it over to you guys. And then we can adjust it and tailor it for, modern day. And then we can kind of make that the standard practice, I think. So whenever a business certificate, comes across my viewpoint desk, I can at least just shoot it off there. It won't be able to catch everything because, as I mentioned, not every business needs a certificate. But as they come by, I'll make sure that I can catch the ones that I can catch.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we were going to set the schedule.
I do need to have you guys make a motion and affirmatively act on the annual report, though, just to have it.
Oh, okay. Did we need to put it up on the screen? Did you guys look at it?
I didn't get the email, so I will either abstain or we'll look
at
it.
I'll go ahead and share. Just give me one quick second.
I'm here. I'm just driving, by the way.
Okay, it's all right. No worries.
Yeah, I saw the iPhone. Assumed it was you.
Yep. All right. Can you guys see this all right?
Yep.
Fantastic. I'll scroll it down as it goes through. If anyone has any questions or anything, it's really just
my name's not on the list of members, so that's one question I have.
Actually, no, I was
maybe that's why I'm not getting into the emails or anything.
I was looking, Sean. I was looking at on the website, and you weren't there either. So yeah, you definitely.
I'll make sure to add you, Sean. I'm so sorry.
That's not your fault. It's the previous town planner that was here when I joined.
Yeah.
So
Sean was enough, I guess.
Yeah. All right, I'll make sure to add you at the bottom there, Sean. All right, no worries. And this is really just an encapsulation of
So
all
yeah, Backyard Bolton, welcome to Bolton Science, social media, which was good.
It's as it see how it goes from July 1, 21 to June 30, 22. That's all.
Yep.
But aside from that, it's kind of unexciting and sterile. I'm sorry, but that's kind of that's the gist of it.
It's fine.
I will add, Sean, I'll add you to the bottom there. Actually, just to be nice, I'll put you underneath the chair. How about that? How about I'm sorry.
You can put me wherever you want, Todd.
All right.
As long as I'm above Craig, you know.
All right. So if anyone wants to make a motion on this with the proposed edits of adding Sean Woods to the roster there, upon that minor edit, I do need a positive motion to accept this by the board.
I motion to accept it.
Accept.
Somebody second.
Second.
Okay.
Second.
All
I'll
in
begin a roll
favor?
call vote. I'll begin a roll call vote.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
All
Very
right.
good.
So
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
yeah, no problem.
I will end the share. So give me a second here. There we go.
So I think we did have March 6th as our next meeting. So keep that. If we continue with the first Monday, it would be
March 6th.
April 3rd.
April 3rd. Yeah.
Day before the social.
Yeah. That probably works.
Talking about meeting. Are we talking about meeting schedules?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have March 6th and April 3rd in the minutes from the last
Oh,
one.
we already did April 3rd.
We already,
cool.
we already did.
Yeah, I was thinking into summer by May, June. If we want to stick to the first Monday, I'll just continue that as kind of the standard marching order, unless anyone wants to.
Sean, you actually took notes from the last meeting?
Yeah.
Could you, I might have missed it. Did you forward it?
So yeah, maybe we just need to talk about the process for it. So because I used to just send them to Valerie and then she would kind of put the town of Bolton stamp and send it out as a PDF.
Okay.
So I sent them to Todd after the last meeting. Maybe I should have just sent them out to the whole group. But I guess Todd, I'll defer to you on what you want to use for process going forward.
I mean, if you send them to me, I'll just put them on the town letterhead and then I can just send them out. Or,
perfect.
Or you can just, slip them off to everyone, whatever floats your boat.
I don't care either way. So however it works.
The only thing, the only thing other than the expenses from the last meeting that I wanted to follow up on was Todd was going to pin down the results from that survey and share them with us. And I'm curious if there was any progress there.
Not a whole heck of a lot. There's still some distillation of that survey that needs to be done. But once I get that done, I'll make sure to share it with everyone.
So you guys have it back with all the feedback?
I've got some of the data back, but I don't think we have everything that's out there.
Okay.
So as soon as I get that, I'll be screaming it from the rooftops as soon as we get it.
So we already have March 6th and April 3rd then. So we May.
Why don't we go as far as May? I think that'll be for now. If we're gonna all stick with the first Monday of the month, then we can.
That'd be May 1st. When is town meeting is the 8th?
May.
I believe so. I believe it's the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we don't have anything we need to prepare for that, then my opinion would be it'd be better for us to regroup shortly after it in case there's anything that comes out of it that we're discussing.
Good idea. Okay, so why don't we address that on April 3rd and kind of pin down that exact date for the next meeting? I think that would make sense.
Well, you're saying March 6th?
Well, no, I'm saying like if we meet on April 3rd, we can kind of arrange the May meeting after the town meeting and pin that down.
Now I'm confused. Is the town meeting in May or March?
May.
Oh, we don't know when it is yet?
No, we do know.
We do. I just don't have it memorized off the top of my head.
I think Todd's just saying let's decide at our April meeting if we want to meet either before or after the town meeting, depending on if we need to prepare anything.
Yeah, I would advise for after, but by the way, different ways to the same place.
Yeah, I mean, it probably doesn't matter because then in the summer, a lot of times we don't meet. We just do like the backyard Bolton stuff unless we have to. So we could do maybe after we had, was it the 13th is the that event, so we could just do the Monday after the 22nd or something if we were.
Yeah, and then we could talk about what worked and what we thought about it.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Or we just skip May. At that point, we could do the first week of June, and it's still not that far removed.
Right.
But...
Yeah, we can cross that when we get closer, I think.
Okay. I mean,
and then are we gonna hold off on picking the other dates for the backyard Bolton as well? Just wait now that we have this other date.
I guess let's think about it and talk about it at next meeting. So March, April, May, June. Yeah, let's decide next meeting. Like, sure. If we're still thinking end of August and then early September, or if we want to spread one out to December. I mean, that could be.
Last time we thought September, and then I think it'd be fun. I mean, let's see how maybe Mother's Day goes, but I think December would be fun.
I like that idea too, because we can always go back to doing them the way we were before. It'll be interesting to try something different for this year and see if the Mother's Day thing sticks. See if doing it like the same day as the tree lighting and leading into that event could be a good way of doing it in December. Like let's try switching it up a little bit.
I mean, I know like me and Sean, like when they're like back to back,
It's a lot to do that multiple weeks.
I don't like them. I don't like them back to back. Doing a couple is fine, like a few weeks apart.
It's just hard to plan it and organize it. And we're out there on Friday night, like setting up cones and putting out numbers and dark. And
I'm okay with if we want to do, one in August, one in September, like two, if they're spaced out appropriately. If they're as long as they're not like every 2 weeks.
We'll put that on the agenda next meeting.
Yeah, let's figure it out next meeting. I think we should have enough to figure it out next meeting if we all just think about.
Anybody have anything else? If not, I think a nice short meeting. Anything else?
No, I'm excited for the networking thing. I think that'll be good.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun, especially all that pent up need for socialization the past year and change in 2 years. I think it'll do good.
Yeah, I think. Right.
I think I don't know who said it, but the structure of the business, like it was kind of like a business meeting breakfast we were doing. It was a little too structured. So I think kind of just a mingling.
I think it was you that said that.
I think they were okay.
Just sort of mingle and naturally people just talk about business, but I think it'll look good for us to bring people together.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I
think we're all in favor.
Okay.
All in favor.
Thanks.
All right.
Buddy.
You guys.
See ya.